Hi, let's perform DC analysis of collector feedback bias. The circuit of the common emitter amplifier that uses collector feedback bias is shown on the left portion of your screen. This is the circuit. The resistors RC, RB and RE form the feedback network. The input AC signal which needs to be amplified is applied to the common emitter amplifier using the coupling capacitor C1. Similarly, V0 is the amplified signal and C2 is the output coupling capacitor. Here in this circuit, a voltage feedback resistor RE is also used. If you don't want voltage feedback resistor RE, you can set its value to 0 as well. In the expressions which we are going to derive, in those expressions also you can set RE to 0 if you don't want voltage feedback in your common emitter amplifier circuit. We perform DC analysis to find currents in the base current, collector current and emitter current. Then we also find different node voltages VC, VB, VE and also the voltage across the active device BJT, that is VCE. Then we find the static power dissipation of the BJT PD. So the first step to carry out DC analysis is to remove all the AC sources. We don't want the effect of AC on our DC analysis. So the AC sources VI and V0 should be removed. And for all the DC currents and all the DC signals, capacitors C1 and C2 act as open circuit. So let us open circuit C1 and C2 as well. So open circuiting capacitors C1 and C2 removes the AC signal from our circuit, and after removing C1 and C2 we get the circuit like this. The second step is to mark all the currents and the voltages. So first let me mark the current that is going into the collector terminal as IC. So this current is IC. The current entering the base terminal, I'll mark it as IB. It flows through RB, resistor RB. So this is the base current IB. And the current that comes out of emitter terminal and that flows into the emitter resistor is IE. So one more important point that we need to note here, the current that flows from VCC through RC is the current that actually gets divided into two parts. So this current, one part of this current flows into resistor RB, remaining part flows into IC. So it is the same current that is getting divided. So this main current that is flowing through RC should be equal to IC plus IB. So this is one important point that you should observe here. Once all the currents are noted, let me mark the different voltages. The voltage that appear between base and emitter terminal is VBE. Normally it will be around 0.7 volt for silicon BJT, and the voltage across the device is VCE. Now we are ready to perform the DC analysis. In the next step, let us apply KVL to the input side loop and find the base current. So let me mark the path of the input side loop. So the input side loop starts from VCC, goes all the way through resistor RC, through the resistor RB, and then we encounter the voltage drop VBE, then we encounter the resistor RE and all the way to the ground. So this is the path in which we are going to apply the KVL. So let me write the KVL expression. So we start from VCC, then we encounter voltage drop across resistor RC, but the current flowing through this resistor RC is nothing but IC plus IB. So minus IC plus IB times RB. Then we encounter resistor RB and the current flowing through the resistor RB is IB. So voltage drop is IB RB. Then we encounter the voltage drop VBE. So minus VBE. Then we encounter resistor RE. So minus voltage drop across RE is IERE minus IERE is equal to 0. Our job is to find the base current IB. So we should get rid of collector current IC and emitter current IE. And we know this equation in case of bipolar junction transistor. Emitter current is always equal to IC plus IB. and I can write collector current in terms of base current using the current gain beta. IC can be written as beta times IB plus IB. So IE can be written as 1 plus beta times IB. So this is the key here. So IE can be replaced as 1 plus beta times IB. So observe this equation. Here we have IC plus IB. This is nothing but IE. So IE is nothing but IC plus IB, and IE can be written as 1 plus beta times IB. So let me rewrite the KVL expression once again. So we have VCC minus IC plus IB is nothing but IE, which can be rewritten as 1 plus beta times IB into RB as it is, minus IB RB minus VBE. Again we have IE, which can be written as 1 plus beta times IB RE is equal to 0. So let me rearrange all the terms and write the expression for IB. So we have IB is equal to VCC minus VBE in the numerator. Taking IB common and rearranging the terms, I'll get the expression like this. So RB plus, I'm so sorry, this is RC, not RB. So this is RC. So RB plus, I can take 1 plus beta into IB common. So it becomes 1 plus beta times RC plus R. So this is the expression for the base current IB. So we found out IB. In the next step, we will find out the remaining two currents, collector current and the emitter current. So IC can be found out from IB using this expression, beta times IB. Beta is the current gain, and IE is nothing but IC plus IB. Since we have found out IB and IC in the previous steps, it is simply the addition of IB and IC, we get IE. Or we can obtain using this expression as well, 1 plus beta times IB. So IC is beta times IB and IE is 1 plus beta times IB. We have found out all the three currents: base current, collector current and emitter current. Next is to find out the voltage across the BJT, that is VCE. In order to do that, we need to apply KVL to the output side loop, and the path it takes is this. So starting from VCC, voltage drop across RC, then we encounter voltage drop VCE, then we encounter voltage drop across RE all the way to the ground. So this is the path in which we will apply KVL. So let me write the expression here: VCC minus the voltage drop across RC, the current flowing is IC plus IB times RC. Then we encounter voltage drop across the device VCE itself. Then we encounter resistor RE. So voltage drop across RE is IE into RE equal to 0. And IC plus IB can be written as IE. So let me rewrite this expression once again. So VCC minus IE times RC minus VCE minus IE times RE equal to 0. So I'll rearrange the terms and I'll get the expression for VCE. So VCE is nothing but VCC minus IE, I'll take common. So what I get is RC plus RE. This is the expression for obtaining voltage drop across the device. So once voltage drop across the device is known, the current flowing through the device is IC. We can find out the static power dissipation of the transistor, which is represented as PD. It is nothing but voltage drop across the device VCE times current flowing through the device IC. So this is the static power dissipation of the BJT in this particular circuit. Next, in the next step, we will find out individual node voltages. So first let me mark the different node voltages, I'll use a different color. So this is the collector node, so I'll mark this voltage as VC. This is the base node, so I'll mark this voltage as VB, and we have emitter node here, I'll mark that voltage as VE. So VC is the voltage drop from this point till the ground. So it is the voltage drop from collector point till the node, because this is the reference. VE is the voltage drop across resistor RE. So VCE is this difference voltage. Similarly, VB is the voltage drop across the base with respect to the ground point. So it is this voltage. VE is this voltage between emitter and the ground. So VBE is the difference between VB and VE. So what is VE? In case of fixed bias, VE will be equal to 0 because this emitter terminal is connected to the ground. But in this case, we have RE in between. So VE is the voltage drop across RE. So VE will be equal to IE RE. Then using double subscript notation, we can find out what is VC. So we have VCE, double subscript notation. VCE is nothing but VC minus VE as indicated in this diagram here. So what we want is VC. So rearranging the terms, we get VCE plus VE. So using this double subscript notation, we can find out what is VC. Similarly, we know what is VBE, which is 0.7 volt. It is nothing but VB minus VE. So we can in turn calculate what is VB. It is VBE plus VE. So we found out VE, VC and VB. If we want, we can also calculate what is the voltage drop across base and the collector terminals. So VBC. So it's very easy. Using double subscript notation, VBC can be calculated as VB minus VC. And this must be negative so that base collector junction is reverse biased. So let us have a quick look on what we did. So by applying KVL to the input side loop, we calculated what is the base current IB. Then using the current gain of the transistor beta, we found out what is IC, which is beta times IB, and IE as 1 plus beta times IB. IE can also be calculated as sum of IB and IC. Then we calculated voltage drop across the BJT by applying KVL to the output side loop. So VCE is equal to VCC minus IE times RC plus RE. Then static power dissipation PD can be calculated as product of VCE and IC. Then VE, voltage at the emitter terminal, is nothing but IE into RE. Then using double subscript notation, we found out VC and VB. So all the node voltages and different currents are also known, are calculated using these expressions, can be calculated using these expressions. Then VBC can also be calculated as VB minus VC, and this should be negative, indicating reverse biased junction, base collector junction. If emitter resistance is made 0, for example, if this resistance is made equal to 0, that means this emitter terminal is directly connected to the ground. That means we don't want voltage feedback in our amplifier circuit. Then this VE will become 0. VC will be same as VCE and VB will be same as VBE. So wherever you find RE, you need to replace that RE with 0, and expression remains the same. Thank you.